Hi-ho, welcome to our next video where we will see how to work with built-ins in Vizartist, and let we call them just plugins. We will see how to add geometry plugin to a container in Vizscene and how to add function plugin to a container. After that, we will see how to set parameters to different type of plugins, and at the end we will see how to using alpha. And all of this will be using Viz Script. So let me start. Our first task will be adding geometry plugin to a given container in a scene, of course using Viz Script. First of all, I will register some parameters. Of course, first I will write on init parameters and hands up. Inside the subroutine I will register one string parameter, and this parameter will be for the name of geometry plugin. User will give us the name of the plugin which we will add to the container. First parameter of this subroutine is name, geometry plugin name. Second parameter is the same, geometry plugin name. Next parameter, default value. I will set this parameter as empty string. The default value will be empty string. Next parameter is the length of the field, maybe 50. After that, max length of the given string, 100 is enough. And last parameter, char set for the symbols, which will be excluded from the possible values. Again, empty string. Okay. Now I will create one push button, and the function of this button will be adding a plugin. First parameter of the push button is create geometry. The label of the button will be add geometry plugin, and the last parameter is ID of the button. Okay. Now I have parameters. Next I will write on exec action subroutine and we'll check if button ID is equals to 1, then do some job. Okay, and now we will implement this job. I will write one subroutine with name add plugin, just add plugin. We will have some parameters to this subroutine. First parameter will tell to the script which plugin from all of plugins to add to the container. So the name of the first parameter will be location, maybe, as string. Second parameter will be container name, as string again. And the third parameter of this subroutine will be type, as string again. Why we will need of type? Because I will use this subroutine add plugin for two different things. First, with this subroutine I can add geometry plugin, but later we will see how to use the same subroutine for adding function plugin. So, ends up, and let me see our logic. It is very short. First I will find target container dim target container as container is equals to scene dot find container with name container name, and after that we'll check if type is equals to geometry, then do something job and if. This job will be target container dot, and here you have option for choose create geometry. Of course you have delete geometry too. It is delete geometry, but we will use create geometry, and you can see this function takes one parameter location. Here we have the same parameter here in our add plugin subroutine. Okay, let we get this parameter location and pass to the create geometry. This is all of my logic. and the last row will be target container.update. This is all of my functionality for adding geometry plugin. Let me call our new add plugin subroutine in onExec action subroutine. If button ID is equals to 1, then add plugin, and let us see some info for our parameters. First parameter, we know it is location. For adding some plugin, you must use a specific syntax. Let me see the template of this syntax. I will comment here. First, you must use a simple string built in star geom star again, and here is the plugin name. So if I copy this string and pass as first parameter of my add plugin subroutine, here just must replace plugin name with the real name of some geometry plugin. For example, it can be circle or Nogi, and it's the right syntax for adding Nogi to a specific container. But we registered one parameter string here where the user can pass the name of the plugin. It will be more functional. So I will delete the Nogi here and just will use concatenation for constructing the right format of this string. I will define one string variable, name of plugin as string, and it will be equals to my parameter with name geometry plugin name. Just get parameter string and we'll pass the name of the parameter. Okay, and now the user can choose which plugin to add. So after that I must add, after the concatenation sign, the name of the variable, name of plugin. And it is my first parameter, built-in geom star sign and the name of my geometry plugin. Second parameter is the name of the container. Let me see which will be our target container. It will be the container with name target. Okay, just add string parameter target. And after that we must set the type of the plugin. It is geometry. Again, if this parameter type is equals to geometry, then our program will add geometry plugin to our container. So let me try if our plugin works. Just copy and paste the code into this empty script plugin. Compile and run, and now I have one parameter for the name of my geometry plugin. It's very important. It will work only with geometry plugins like circle, like file card, like rectangle and others. To find the right name of every plugin, just drag the plugin and you will see in this small rectangle the name of the plugin. So the right name of Nogi plugin is Nogi with upper N. So I will write Nogi in this way, and to apply the plugin just will click on add geometry plugin button. Click, and now you see I have a simple Nogi here in this container target. So I can use circle too, because the right name of circle built-in is just circle with upper C. Click on add geometry plugin and now it is circle. But it is very important, let me write Nogi, but we'll add one white space. Here I have one white space. Click on add geometry plugin and you can see here I have nothing. Here is no geometry. Why? Let me see again our code. The user fill this field, geometry plugin name, with the value Nogi and one white space, and our command become built-in geom star Nogi, but with one white space at the end, and now it is wrong. in the string we have no place for the white spaces. So we have an easy solution for this problem. Just we'll trim the value of the variable name of plugin dot trim. And now we know trim deletes all white spaces at the end and at the start of the string. And now it will work even with 10 white spaces. I will copy and place again the new code. And here I will add more white spaces. And when I click on the button, you will see it works perfectly. Of course, it will work with file card, with rectangle, and every geometry plugin. I will return this to the circle. Okay. But not all plugins are geometry. For example, we have so many function plugins. Let's see how to use them. We will go to our script and I will add one more row to our existing subroutine add plugin. It will be a check. Else if type of my future plugin is equals to function, then and the right function here is target container dot create function. You can see here is create function and it takes one parameter. Again, you can see it is built-in but not geometry after star sign but function. And again I will pass parameter location. And now my add plugin subroutine can be used for adding both of geometry and function plugins. First, I will add one more button. It will be create function and the name of the button will be add function plugin. The ID will be 2. I will add one more string parameter 2. It will be function plugin name and here it will be function 2. The idea is the same. The user can type the name of the plugin and when he clicks on the function button, the script will apply function plugin to our container. So go to onExec action and add as if button ID is equals to 2, then again define a variable name of plugin, a string, and get parameter string with name function plugin name, and after that name of plugin dot trim. I have an error, here is not scaling, here must be string. And the last row is add plugin, and here the first parameter location must be in following format. Again, I will comment the format. Here is again built-in star sign, and after the star it's no geom but function, and again star sign and name of plugin. And here we must set the name of the plugin. Let's use this format for our parameter built-in function, and instead of name of plugin I will use my variable where I hold the value of the parameter function plugin name. Again we will use concatenation name of plugin, and this is my first parameter. After that I will pass second parameter, it is the container name target, and the last parameter is function, because we know if type is equals to function, then add function plugin. So it is function. Again I will copy and paste the new script. Okay, now I have one more string parameter and one more button. If I click to add function plugin, nothing has happened, and this is normal because this field is empty. But if I type the name of a function plugin, for example, image link, it is this plugin, image link. Let me see, and if I drag, I can see the name of this plugin in the small rectangle. It is image link with upper I and upper L. Okay, close this pop-up, and if I click on add function button, I will add image link plugin to my target container. Click, and here you can see the function plugin, and I can use it. It is very simple. I can use, instead of image link, auto follow and add function plugin, and now I have auto follow too. In many situations it can be very useful and helpful. Now, we saw how to add function plugins and geometry plugins to our scene. Next, let us see how to set parameters of existing plugins. I will create one more parameter. It will be double parameter. Register parameter double. First parameter will be set parameter geometry. After that, the label is set parameter of geometry plugin. Third parameter is default value, for example 100, minimum value 0 and maximum value 1000, for example. Using this parameter, I will set a plugin parameter. Now I will create my own parameter changed subroutine and will check if parameter name is equals to set parameter geometry, then do some job and if. And now I must write the logic. I will create one more subroutine with name, for example, set parameter of geometry plugin. So the first parameter will be parameter name as string. Second parameter will be container name as string again. And third parameter will be value as double, because we registered double parameter. Okay, double and sub. Now again we must find the container, target container as container. It will be equals to scene, find container, container name. After that, our next job is to find the geometry plugin of this container. So I will register one variable of type plugin instance geometry plugin as plugin instance, and it will be equals to target container dot get geometry plugin instance. This function will return plugin instance with the geometry plugin of target container. Now we have the geometry plugin, and it's time to set the given parameter of this plugin. Okay, geometry plugin dot set parameter, and here you have different types of parameters. We will set double parameter. Set parameter double, and it takes two parameters. First is parameter name, second is the value of this parameter. We have both. I'm passing parameter name as first parameter, and second is the value. And the last row is target container dot update, and the functionality is completed. Let's see how to use this functionality. I'm going to on parameter changed, and inside this if parameter name is set parameter geometry, set parameter of geometry plugin, and as first parameter I must pass the name of the parameter which I want to change. The name of the parameter can come outside of onParameterChanged. For example, user can pass this name too, like our previous example. But let me keep it simple. I will hardcode the name of the parameter radius. So let I go to my scene, and now I'm going to my geometry plugin circle, and see, here I have parameter radius. Of course, not every geometry plugin has parameter with name radius, but circle has this parameter. When you go to the parameter name with the mouse and drag with the mouse, you can see in this small rectangle the name of the parameter, radius with small r. Okay, it is radius. Again, I will say this parameter can come outside of onParameterChanged subroutine. It can be string parameter for the user. It's possible for user to set the name of the parameter. So, next parameter of my subroutine is container name, it is target. And the last parameter is the new value of my geometry plugin. It is this parameter set parameter geometry, and just I must get the value of this parameter. So get parameter double with name set parameter geometry. Okay, it's all. I copy this script and paste it here. So I have one more parameter with default value 100, and if I change this value, you can see I changed the radius of the circle, not the scaling. The scaling now is 1.0, and if I change this parameter, scaling of the container again is 1.0, but now the radius is above 100. If I set this to 50 of example and go to the circle, you can see radius now is 50. And we did that with double parameter. It's perfect, but I can set the parameters of function plugins too. Let us see how to do that. Now I will add one more parameter. It will be string parameter. For example, register parameter string. Then we'll choose for name set parameter function. This time will be function. Label will be set parameter of function plugin, and for default value it will be empty string, maybe 60 for widget size, and maximum length of the string it will be 100, char set empty string. And I have one more parameter, and I will check inside onParameterChanged if parameter name is equals to set parameter function, then do some job. And now we will write this job in new subroutine. New subroutine is with name set parameter of function plugin, and first parameter of my new subroutine will be name of plugin as string. After that, parameter name as string. The third parameter container name as string. And the last parameter, it is value as string. Why this time is string? Because we registered a string parameter and we'll use it for setting string parameter. Okay, and sub. And now you know, first I must find the target container. As container it is scene.find container, container name, And after that I must find a function plugin into this container. Dim function plugin as plugin instance is the same as previous example, but it is equal to target container get function plugin instance. And this time you can see this function takes one parameter, and this parameter is plugin name, because into one container you can have 2, 3 or more function plugins. Like in our example, I have 2 function plugins, ImageLink and AutoFollow. And for this reason, get function plugin instance takes a parameter with name of plugin. But I have this name of plugin here, and just pass it. Name of plugin. When I have function plugin, just must set the parameter. Function plugin dot set parameter, and important. This time my parameter is of type string. So this time I will set parameter of type string. Parameter string, and again I will set first parameter is parameter name, I have it, parameter name, and second parameter is value, again as string. The last row is target container dot update. Now I am going to my own parameter changed subroutine, and if parameter name is set parameter function, then set parameter of function plugin, and first parameter will be some function plugin where we have string parameter. This type of plugin is control keyframe. I will delete these 2 function plugins here and will add control keyframe. When I click on control keyframe, you can see here we have one string parameter with name description. I will use it just for our example. The name of this plugin is control keyframe. I will pass it control keyframe. Again, the name of the plugin and the name of the parameter can come outside of this subroutine. It can be passed by user using string parameter, in the same way as we did it in our first example with creating geometry and creating function plugins. After that, I can pass parameter. This parameter is with name description with small d. Okay, description with lower d. Next parameter is the name of the container, target. And the last parameter is the new value of my function plugin. The value is here in this parameter. And just get parameter string with this name, set parameter function, to get and pass the value. It is so, and just copy and paste the new script. Now I have one more string parameter. If I type some parameter value, and when I go to my existing, it is very important, the plugin is existing, and when I click on control keyframe plugin, you can see the new value of description parameter is some parameter value, the same as our value here. With this knowledge, you can add every plugin to your container and set every parameter in every plugin. So, our second job is completed. Let us see what is our last job. One of the most used plugins in Vizartist is Alpha plugin. Adding Alpha using Vizscript is very similar as adding plugin. Let us see how to add Alpha using Vizscript. First of all, I will add one more button, register push button, with name create alpha, and label add alpha, for example. and ID will be 3. After that, I will go to onExec action subroutine and will check. If button ID is equals to 3, then do some job. And we will write a logic for adding alpha in our container. I will go down and will write subroutine with name add alpha. It will take one parameter, and this parameter will be container name as string and sub. And let me go inside the subroutine. First I will get the container, target container as container, and it is equals to scene.find container with name container name, and after we have the container, just write target container dot create alpha. Of course you have delete alpha, but we'll use create alpha. And one more row, target container dot update. It is very easy. And now we'll go to onExec action subroutine, and if button ID is equals to 3, then add alpha and pass the parameter target, the name of the container. It's all, and now I will copy and paste my script, and now I have one more button, add alpha. Now in my container is no alpha plugin, but when I click on the button add alpha, you can see already I have this plugin and I can use it. You see, this is very easy using Vizscript. But when is possible to add alpha using Vizscript, then maybe it's possible to set alpha again using Vizscript. It's right, and let me see how to do that. I will register one more double parameter. Register parameter double, and it will be set alpha. The label will be set alpha to. Third parameter is default value. Default value will be 100. Minimum value is 0 and maximum value is 100. Now I have one more parameter, and we'll check in on parameter changed here, else if parameter name is equals to set alpha, then do some job. And now we'll write one more subroutine with name set alpha. This subroutine will take two parameters. First will be container name as string, and second will be input as double. It will be the new value passed by the user. Okay, and sub, and again I must find the container. It is scene.find container with name container name. After that, this container has property with name alpha, and this member alpha has a property value, and this property, as you can see, it is double, and the possible range is 0 to 100. Okay, value, and the value is equals to our input, and target container dot update, and it is all. Just go to on parameter changed and call set alpha and pass the parameters. First is the name of container target, and second is get parameter double with name set alpha. This parameter is passed by the user, set alpha. It's all. I will copy and paste the new version of my script. Now, if I change this parameter, you can see the opacity of my circle decreases. And if I set bigger value, the opacity increases. And this is very good combination. If I haven't alpha, now I will delete alpha plugin. I can click on add alpha. Now I have this plugin, and just using this parameter can change the value of the alpha. So it is all for today. We saw how to create geometry plugins, how to create function plugins, and how to add these plugins to a container in our scene. After that, we saw how to set different type of parameters of already existing plugins in our container. You saw just must get the plugin instance, and after that to set parameter using the name of parameter and the value for this parameter. At the end, we saw how to create alpha and add this alpha to our container. And of course, how to set value for this alpha. This is all from me. I am Vasil Dimitrov. Thank you for watching. I hope I was helpful.